Hello and welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I'm your host, Gabe Peterson, and this is the place investors go to gain actionable advice, learn about current market trends, and hear war stories from other professional investors out there in the field today. Before we get started, I have two quick housekeeping items for you. First, if you like this episode, we would very much appreciate a like, subscribe, and share. It is the best way to support the show and keep it running far into the future. Second, if you're a new investor looking to get started in real estate or an experienced investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you that will cover how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance those deals with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. On top of that, I throw in an insane amount of free bonuses that you'll have access to once you buy the ebook. All I charge is our admin costs to keep this show running. So if you're serious about real estate investing and want to create both active and passive income as an investor, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com and click on the button that says get the ebook in the upper right-hand corner to grab yourself a copy. With that said, let's dive right in. Today we have a very special guest with us, ready to drop some investor knowledge on you. So buckle up, grab your pen and paper, and enjoy the ride. All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. Today we have Steffany Boldrini with us. Steffany originally hails from Brazil. Then she went to Silicon Valley, where she had a 20-year-long successful career in tech sales. About 3 years ago, she decided she needed to get into commercial real estate, which is my favorite topic. Glad you're here with us. So Steffany, thank you for hopping on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Gabe. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. I told you before we got on here, we always start with stories at the Real Estate Investing Club because we like to hear how people got to be in real estate. So how did your story go? How did you get started?
Yeah, great question. So I was in tech sales and started investing, in some startups. And at the time I was dating somebody who was a successful real estate investor. And very quickly it became obvious to me that real estate is a much better form of investing, at least compared to startups as an angel investor. And I decided to start asking him a ton of questions and take notes on all of the answers, and the rest is history.
Yeah, real estate is definitely more predictable than startups, although I'm sure you can get it. If you got a unicorn, I'm sure you can make a lot more money in startups.
Yeah.
Cool. So you were in tech sales. You had a long career there. It looks like a very successful one. And then you got into commercial. Tell me a little bit about that transition. Like, what was your first foray into commercial, and why did you start in commercial? Why not residential?
Just because he was in commercial, he was in retail, and that's what I learned. And I also never really wanted to deal with people and, their stories. And I did not want to be responsible for kicking people out. And yeah, then I came across self-storage, which is a recession proof asset class. And also it does great in a good economy. So I decided to start focusing on that. And ended up purchasing my first self-storage, which came with some car washes, and it's been quite a journey.
Steph and I were talking right before we got on here. It has been my dream to own a car wash. I don't know why. It's something about that business I just love going through them. I love going through car washes. So I'm kind of jealous you got one of those in your self-storage.
So it hasn't been a dream for me. It's been a nightmare. So maybe you'll change your mind.
Well, there you go. Maybe I need to talk to you to bring me back to reality.
Yeah.
So that's cool. You started with self-storage, and that's kind of what I focus on right now. We just bought 4 last year, and so I'm really excited about it.
Congratulations.
So, yeah. How has been your experience in, owning the self-storage so far?
Self-storage has been beautiful. It's very, very easy. And it's not as the returns are not as great as the car washes, but you actually have time to do other things and grow and focus on other investments. So I do recommend self-storage. It's a great asset class.
Yep, I absolutely love self-storage. Oh yeah, that's it. I've beat that horse so dead in this podcast. I can't say enough
Okay,
good things about
great.
self-storage. So it's good you're there. Since you have a car wash, I need to ask, bring myself down to reality. So what is it about owning a car wash that just doesn't jive with you?
Sure. So, for the first year, I wanted to manage, and I'm managing it remotely from far. And I have three, they're simple self-serve car washes, not the fancy one with all the lights and everything.
Mm,
But it's just been, something breaks every
mm,
single day, or people
yep.
try to break in. And uh, that 1 year has been really busy just dealing with these things. And I had to do it because it was a brand new asset class for me. So I really had to take calls from customers. And so it just does not make sense from my perspective. And I also do not want to be dealing, I decided, with, lower, like, with all due respect to everybody, blue collar employees,
Mm,
because the work ethic is not the same
mm,
as I'm used to. And I just decided I do not want to deal with that and wonder where the employee is. And, another
yeah.
one went to jail. And and then, I have to hear stories sometimes, which I get it, but I just, yeah, it's not for me.
Totally understandable. And I'm sure you have some great stories. So that's a perk. You get to hear some good stories.
Yes.
But I mean, something you said during, in that little segment there, you were talking about things constantly breaking. And I always stress, like, the more parts there are that move, the more opportunity there is for a break. And it's not even the money that I care about. It's the headache. When things
Exactly.
break, it's just the headache. It may cost you, 10, $100, $500 to fix it, but you have to go through the process of getting all that stuff fixed. And that hurts. So I totally
That you have
understand
to
that.
coordinate. Yeah. You have to coordinate somebody to be there to fix it. You have to make sure an employee there is there at the time to fix it. I'm constantly buying things online every single day to fix it.
Gotcha.
And, yeah, and also the cash part too. We have credit cards now, but dealing with employees collecting money or
Mm,
people trying to break in and collect coins,
mm.
who would have known, right, that people are trying to get a few dollars, and they go through that process almost on a daily basis or a weekly basis.
Wow.
But yeah,
All right.
it's
Well,
interesting.
consider myself educated. Now I understand the the woes of a car wash owner. But car washes, that's not your only thing. You said self-storage as well, and then short-term rentals, which is another, that's a completely different asset class. So out of those three, you got short-term rentals, you got car washes, you got self-storage. Which one of those would you, somebody just getting into investing in real estate, which one of those would you suggest they go forward with?
I think self-storage or short terms are very good. I think short terms have a better return as well nowadays on your investment, on your money. It's just that it's a little bit of a moving part, but once you have that team together, a good cleaner and everything automated, and a couple of maintenance people to fix things on the go. Once you have that set in a specific market, it becomes a whole lot easier. So it's a little bit of a hands-on in the beginning, but it does get a lot better. So it's really what people prefer.
Hmm.
Do you want better returns, or do you want something that's a little less hands-on, like self-storage? It's a matter of personal preference.
Yep, that makes sense. I've considered, me and my girlfriend have considered short-term rentals, just because we see those, like, the Hobbit homes and the kind of kitsch rentals out there, and it looks like a lot of fun. But I'm always nervous just about the market. Rentals, they really go with hotels and cruises. That those markets, they are very volatile, and so they don't. During recessions, they get hit pretty heavily. And so how do you, when you're identifying a property to purchase as a short-term rental, how do you actually, how do you identify it, I guess? What do you use to hedge against the inevitable downturn that will soon happen?
Yeah, another great question. For me, diversification is very important. That
Mm,
was my word of 2021. So for me, I want to look at a market that, one, gets tourists, and also another market that doesn't have as many tourists, but we can cover everything if something were to happen, and there will be people, and it's a market that has different industries, not just one industry. And so I think diversifying is really important because nobody nobody knows where things are going and
Yeah.
what's going to get hit in the future or in the near future. So it's really important to also have some reserves, as we all know, and just have good financial analysis of a particular market.
Good fundamentals. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, cash reserves is, you see this money coming in, you want to spend it, you want to go buy more property, whatever it is, but it is so important to have that cash reserve in there when shit hits the fan, because it always does.
Yeah.
It's one thing that is guaranteed, is that shit will hit the fan eventually, and you're going to have some money to cover those expenses when they come.
Agree 1000%. I was actually just talking to somebody yesterday and I said it's a lot better to own 20 properties that you have good reserves, you have a great loan to value, versus 100 that you're really like cutting it close, because something eventually will happen. It might not happen 2-3 years from now, but sooner or later it will.
Yep, absolutely. All right. So, so you've had a number of different types of properties, which means I'm sure you have quite a varied marketing strategy for looking in, bringing these leads into your business. So how do you go about, identifying these properties? How do you go about finding them?
I talk to a lot of people. I go to a lot of real estate events, and people will tell me about a particular market that they really like or they think it'll be phenomenal. So I just start looking at it. For example, I'm in Miami right now, and I know that it was really difficult to find an Airbnb here.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for potential short-term rentals in Miami. And so it's more on who's talking and through friends and connections, and just having a lot of conversation around it.
Absolutely. The more friends you have in real estate, the more in tune you'll be to the different markets, which is that's been echoed across many different episodes here. And Miami,
and also doing research. Of course, you have to back that up with data, of course.
Yep.
And doing your research there as well.
Positive net migration, everybody. Positive net migration. If a city does not have it, you do not want it. So make sure they have a positive net migration. If not, just go ahead and move on. And Miami is one that has tremendous, I think, is it double digits? I think they're growing by double digits.
It's insane. I went to some events here, and everybody there has been here for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. They're all trying to meet people because they just moved here.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's pretty cool. All right, I just took a peek at the clock. It looks like we have gone through our allotted time in the middle here, which means we are ready for the quick question round. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Awesome. That always starts out with books. I'm a big bookie, so why don't you give me 2 book recommendations, one for general life wisdom and one for real estate specific.
For general life, The Magic of Thinking Big, that has always been my favorite. And for real estate, oh my gosh, I am blanking out on the name. I will have to send it to you, but it's my favorite. It's a phenomenal commercial real estate investment book, in focused in commercial properties.
Cool. We actually do not have a lot of recommendations for commercial books, so you'll have to tell me that, and I'll put it in the show notes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one. And then what do you say? Something of thinking big. The habit of thinking.
The magic of thinking big.
Magic of thinking big. There we go.
Yes.
That is, I can guess what that one is thinking. What is about, and that is a good topic.
Indeed.
All right. Next question is for your younger self. So if you could go back to the Steffany who was still in Silicon Valley, still working out there in tech field, go to her, look her in the eye, give her one piece of advice moving forward.
Don't quit until you're making the same amount of money in real estate as you are with your job.
All right. So that must have meant there was a period at which you had considered quitting in real estate, but you pushed through it.
No, I don't quit your job, your W-2, until you're making that same amount with your investments.
Understandable. And also great advice. Don't quit your W-2 until you have that money coming in from the real estate side. Good advice.
Exactly.
All right. And moving on from that, we are into the US, which is, I think I know what you're going to say here. The United States, there's a lot of square miles, which means there's plenty of places to invest your money. So what is one area that you are most excited about today?
Florida.
Oof, I called it. Awesome. Yes, Florida is great, and I mean you're there right now, so you got boots on the ground, so you can see it. I actually,
Yep.
side note here, my girlfriend and I we went on a cruise for the first cruise I've ever been on, and it flew out from St. Lauderdale. I had never been to Florida. I actually really liked it. Just it was so many palm trees. It well actually wasn't sunny, but it was warm, and so I'll give kudos to Florida out there. All right, your next question is about habits. Habits are the foundation of our life. So if you could point to one thing that you do day in and day out that contribute the most to your overall health, well-being, and happiness, what would that be?
To my health, I make a 30 ingredient smoothie every morning.
30 ingredients smoothie every morning. What is that?
Just a bunch of different ingredients for my breakfast smoothie.
Oh, smooth. Oh, 30
Vegetables and
ingredients smoothie.
fruits.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a lot of ingredients. I suspect that would that would be quite the mouthful. Awesome.
Yeah,
So
it keeps
moving
me
on,
healthy.
we are all gifted with specific skills that we can contribute to the world. No one is an exception here. We all have strengths. So what is it that you are absolutely kick-ass at?
I think I'm a good observant. I was very shy as a kid, and I'm very good at reading people.
I love it. All right, that brings us to the last question, and this one is for the listeners. You've given us a lot of good advice about self-storage, car washes. I am now, I'll be going into this eyes wide open now. So I'm sure people out there want to reach out and say hi. What is the best way for them to do that?
I'm on all social media networks, so you can find me anywhere, and also through my website, montecarlorei.com.
All right, montecarlorei.com. I will put that in the show notes. So if everybody wants to reach out to Steffany, go ahead and click the more in the description. It'll pop down the full description. In there, you can find Steffany's URL. So Steph, thank you very much for hopping on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me, Gabe. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And for everybody who's here with us today, thank you guys for showing up. You are the reason we do this. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, reach out to me, Gabe at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Other than that, I hope you have a great week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as much as I enjoyed putting it on, and we're able to pull some actionable advice that you can apply in your own investing today in the field. Before you go, we have a gift for you. If you're a new investor looking to get started, or an established investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you, available on our website. This ebook will cover how I was able to create both active and passive income in real estate with very little money to start with. In it, I will address the 3 most often cited obstacles new and veteran investors run into by showing you how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance a deal with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. And if you get the ebook today, I am throwing in a bundle of bonuses, 7 of them to be exact. The first one will be the off-market lead generation blueprint, which will take you through the exact systems and processes we use to generate off-market leads like clockwork, which is the most important skill when it comes to creating wealth in real estate. The second bonus is the A to Z REI systems and vendors guide, which will allow you to peek under the hood of our business and see the exact tools, systems, and even the vendors we use to see the success that we do. And the third bonus is the top 100 best performing keywords pack, which will give you the exact keywords we use to target motivated sellers online using PPC ads. The fourth bonus is our contracts bundle for wholesaling and renting real estate, which will give you access to all the contracts we use in the field to execute all different types of transactions. After that is the Investors Quick Analysis Calculator and Offer Tool, which will allow you to quickly calculate whether a deal is an actual deal and will allow you to create an offer automatically from those calculations. This is a lot of bonuses that I said. I'm just going to keep going down the list. Number 6 is the Investors Daily Success Tracker, which is a tracker you can use to ensure you are taking the right actions day in and day out to reach your financial goals in real estate. And the last bonus is the Wholesalers Template for Quick Assignment Cash, which will give you the templates we use to present our wholesale deals professionally and efficiently to our buyers. Whew, that is a bundle. So it's a mouthful. You get all of those bonuses for free when you download the ebook. All we charge is the admin cost to run the show. So if you're interested in the ebook and the bonus bundle, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Click on Get the ebook bundle at the top of the page to take advantage of that deal. And with that said, I hope you have a fantastic day and even better week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.